After 2 seasons filled with injuries, uncertainties, and some roster tweaking, the Golden State Warriors are back on top of the NBA. While sure, Klay Thompson has yet to come back from a long absence, James Wiseman has yet to make his season debut as well, and there's a different cast of characters playing next to Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala. However, the constant player and ball movement as well as the quick decision making which we saw from the Warriors championship teams of the past decade are all being witnessed on the court again this season. As a result, after the team's first 20 games of the regular season, the Warriors have the second best offense, the best defense, and the best point differential in the entire league. And with their current 90% win rate, this current Warriors team is actually on pace to tie their NBA record 73 wins during the 2015 to 2016 regular season. What's even more impressive though, I think, is the fact that Golden State is being this dominant right after a season wherein they failed to qualify for the playoffs and wherein they also finished 20th in offensive rating. So if any, this current Warriors team is just basically reminding everyone how powerful a battle-tested system with a certified superstar can become when forged alongside an ideal supporting cast once again. Cause believe it or not, even at 33 years old, Steph Curry is looking even better than he was the last time the Warriors were on top of the league. So what's good guys, it's Riro Balls here, and today we'll look into what Steph Curry is actually doing on both ends of the floor that's so special, and we'll look at how the rest of the Warriors supporting cast are thriving in order to fuel this dominant start of their season. But before we continue with the video, if you guys happen to enjoy these types of content, please do drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel as well. It only takes a second of your time, but it definitely goes a long way and it would be much appreciated. So let's get to it. For the record, Steph Curry is still doing what he's always done on the offensive end. The only difference is that he's doing more of it now. I mean, currently, Steph Curry is attempting 13.1 3-point attempts per game, which is easily the highest outside shooting rate he's had for his entire career, which also practically ties the all-time NBA record for 3-point attempts per game set by James Harden during the 2019 season. However, despite the super high attempt rate, Curry's current 42.3 outside shooting percentage is still far better than the 36.8% that Harden had during his record-setting season. Also, it looks like Curry is bound to overtake his single-season best 402 made three-pointers during the 2016 season in a few weeks' time, because even after only having played 19 games so far, Steph has already made 105 total three-pointers. Well, we all know Steph Curry is always gonna shoot a lot of threes, but he's definitely on a whole nother level right now, both in terms of volume and efficiency. This means Steph Curry is still evolving in his 13th NBA season, but so is the entire team around him as well. I mean, for the past couple of years, it seemed like the Warriors were losing grip of the space and pace identity which they used to revolutionize the NBA during their championship seasons. But by the looks of it, everything is starting to come together for the team again. I mean, just like before, the Warriors are running and gunning again. As I'm recording this video, Golden State ranks first among all teams in terms of fast break points per game, and they also have the quickest average possession time among all NBA teams. Further, they also added more shooters like Otto Porter Jr. and Nemanja Bjelica, whom they've acquired during the offseason to support the team's already shooting-heavy roster. As a result, the Warriors are currently attempting the most threes they've ever attempted during the Steve Kerr era, with 41.2 3-point attempts per 100 possessions, while also having the second highest 3-point shot frequency in the league, only behind Utah. Well, sure, the Warriors still depend on Steph Curry a lot. I mean, the team is a minus 0.8 points per 100 possessions when he's sitting on the bench, but they're a plus 20.8 when he's on the floor. But one thing that has definitely changed from last season is the fact that the team isn't just sitting around anymore and waiting for Steph to pop off a screen on offense. In fact, Golden State's 4 other starters have all increased their usage as compared to last season. And 3 of them, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Kevon Looney, are all experiencing dramatic increases in shooting efficiency as well. The only starter whose true shooting percentage hasn't had an uptick so far is Jordan Poole. However, Poole is currently averaging 18.1 points per game, which is still a 6-point jump from last season. I mean, Poole usually scores by creating his own shots off the dribble, but with all the attention that Steph Curry attracts on the offensive end, this almost guarantees that he'll be able to find an open teammate where he can pass the ball most of the time. And this season, Jordan Poole has been one of the most frequent receivers of Steph Curry's passes. In fact, he's been receiving 1 assist per game on average from Steph Curry, which ranks second most on the team, only behind Draymond Green. This has been possible mostly because of Poole's great off-ball movement and ability to relocate to open spots by utilizing capitalizing off-ball screens from his teammates. Just like in this clip, Draymond Green passes the ball to Steph at the top of the key, and as Steph starts with his forward motion, watch how Draymond pins down Poole's defender, which allows Steph Curry to execute the quick handoff to the open Poole, who then hits the three-pointer. And again here, with Draymond looking for an open man, watch Andrew Wiggins set the off-ball screen, catching two bodies, with Jordan Poole again left wide open for the easy three-pointer. I mean, this is exactly the Warriors brand of basketball we're used to watching. Golden State has consistently ranked number 1 in terms of off-ball screen frequency every season since 2015, but the only difference is, so far this season, the current 12.2 points they're producing from off-ball screens is the most they've ever produced since the Steve Kerr era began. In addition, all of the team's supporting players can also cut to the basket and pass at a pretty high level too, making them perfect pieces for a motion offense revolving around Steph and Curry. As a result, the Warriors are currently assisting on 70.6% of all their shots, which not only ranks first in the NBA right now, but is also the second highest assist rate that the league has ever seen since that of the 2017 Golden State Warriors championship team. Well, Steve Kerr has been running a similar motion offense over the past couple of seasons, but it's just that the new players brought in after the team's 2019 finals run just didn't really adapt to it that well. But I guess those bad seasons that the team had to endure turned out to be beneficial too, since they were able to add 3 lottery picks in James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody. Well, sure, one of those guys could be traded for a veteran player who can further help solidify the team's NBA title push, but I think keeping them could also benefit the team not only in the long run but in the short term as well. I mean, he's still working his way back from injury and we still have to wait and see how he would look like, but the team will surely need James Wiseman's interior presence when they potentially face the Nikola Jokic's, the Joel Embiid's, or the Giannis Antetokounmpo's in the playoffs. But right now, based on what we've seen on the floor even with his limited minutes, I think it's Jonathan Kuminga's development which could help the Warriors the most in the long term. I mean, on offense, he's already shown flashes of being a solid interior finisher, making a ridiculous 75% of all his shots within 3 feet of the basket. However, at 6'8", 210 pounds with long arms and solid athletic ability, I think it's on being a versatile on-ball defender wherein Kuminga has mostly displayed elite potential so far. Just like in this clip, watch how he defends DeMar DeRozan as the guy attempts his usual ISO game. DeRozan has to give the ball up because of the tight defense, but once he gets the ball back and attacks with more force, watch how Kuminga remains balanced and how well he challenges and takes the lift out of DeRozan's signature mid-range jumper. And here, watch how many times Kuminga has to switch on defense. First, coming off as a help defender, he switches to guard Josh Hart on the top of the key. Then once Hart decides to execute a dribble handoff play for Trey Murphy, Kuminga's still quick enough to recover and is still able to challenge Murphy's shot, which results in an air ball. I mean, given Golden State's player development history, I think Kuminga can definitely turn into a special two-way player pretty soon. But aside from being good at developing young players, the Warriors also have a history of finding talent from the minor leagues, and for the second year in a row, the team is again investing minutes into a player from the G League after Juan Toscano-Anderson last year. This time, they've got a big man trapped in a guard's body with 6'3" Gary Payton II. I mean, we've already seen how much of a high-flying lob threat and interior finisher this guy is, but more importantly, he's been a total defensive menace for Golden State as well. The guy has been logging 3.8 steals per 36 minutes, which ranks second among all players to log at least 100 minutes this season, which puts his per 36 numbers even better than that of better-known elite defenders like Matisse Thybulle and Alex Caruso. But speaking of defense, besides another potential defensive player of the year finish from Draymond Green, it also isn't hard to see why the Warriors currently have the best defense in the NBA again, when their superstar himself is looking more committed in the defensive end as well. I mean, Steph Curry is definitely having the best defensive season of his career so far. He's currently posting a career-best 99.2 defensive rating while also ranking 8th in steals per game and 20th in deflections per game in the entire NBA. When you watch him play, you'll see that Curry just has this increased effectiveness in terms of staying in front of bigger guards and wings. He just looks more capable of stopping guys who are trying to blow past him on offense. I mean, James Harden was among the handful of players who used to punish Steph Curry during switches over the past few years. However, in this clip, watch him pick up James Harden off the switch. You can see Harden routinely doing his usual dribble drive motion while trying to cross Curry up. However, Curry is able to hold his ground until he ultimately uses his quick hands to swipe the ball away from the beard. Further, this season, Curry is 1 out of 135 players to log at least 100 possessions defending opposing ball handlers in pick and roll plays. And on those plays, the Warriors only allow 0.77 points per pick and roll possession, which is the 9th best rank in the league. Basically, this tells us that as good as as the Warriors are on offense with Curry on the floor, they've also learned to play lockdown defense around him. This means that the Warriors have no actual loopholes in their game as a team right now. But I think what's even scarier is the fact that this team still has so much room to grow. Their young players can still develop or even get traded for immediate help. But even without making a major move, this team almost feels complete, to be honest. And once Klay Thompson gets back on the floor, you can expect that the playstyle and system would still be familiar to him, so he should be able to get his groove back pretty quickly as well. Well, sure, most teams have already been more accustomed to playing against Golden State's pace over the past couple of seasons, but has the rest of the NBA really caught up when the Warriors are back at doing the same things that made them NBA champions in the past, while also doing such things at a better pace than ever before? Well, I guess we'll just have to find out towards the end of the season, but what's for sure is that the Golden State Warriors are definitely back as legitimate championship contenders once again. So, do you guys think the Warriors can realistically win the 2022 NBA title? Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing as well. Again, this is Riro Balls, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.